Welcome back to the channel here at DTI Travel, where we make travel easy and affordable and adventurous for you. Today I'm answering some questions from my viewers, and I'm going to take some time and go through these questions and just give you some insight and let you understand who I am, and hopefully give you some insight and some inspiration if that's what it is that I'm offering. We'll get to it. Also, I want to let you know that we do have a private VIP school group community where we're going to be talking more about travel. We're going to talk about credit and business credit and also asset acquisition. We welcome you to be able to join us at our school group community. If you want access to get into that, stay to the end of the video and I will share with you how to get access into that video. If you've watched this video before or one of my videos before, then you already know how to get access and you are looking to get into the group. You know what to do. But don't spoil it for everybody else, because everybody else watching, this is your first time. I will give you the code to unlock that in just a moment. All right, so our last viewer gave a question. The question is, what have been some of the most challenging moments you've faced while traveling, and what did it teach you? We answered that one in the last video. This one is, in your travels, have you encountered a culture that you felt deeply connected to? What about it resonated with you? Very good question. Thank you, Janice, for that question. So there's one culture that I feel deeply connected to, and that is because I spent 4 of my childhood years there, and that is Italy. My father was in the military, so we traveled a lot, but when I was 7 years old, he was stationed in northern Italy, northeast Italy, in a base called Aviano, Italy, and that place still stays deep within me. And so Italy's culture, the Italian culture, has a very, very, very deep place in my heart. And I'll kind of just share with you. So if you can picture where you were in your life at 7 years old to 11 years old, think about a young kid who's not in the United States anymore, doesn't really know much about the United States, but I'm not in the United States and I'm in Italy. So my parents wanted to make sure we had the most authentic experience in Italy. So they moved us away from the base and into a town called Fontana Fresca, where they rented a house and we lived in that house. But there was no other houses around. It was great vineyards and dirt roads and just fields for miles. And there were houses far, far down the road. And my parents befriended a lot of the local community people, and they used to come over and they would visit. And so I was immersed into the Italian culture at a very young age, where I ate pizza from the local pizzerias. My mother was taught how to make spaghetti carbonara and a lot of the other local dishes. I grew up drinking Fantas, and so when I came back to the United States and they didn't have Fanta and they had these other drinks, I couldn't relate. No. So that culture, and then when I was in school there, we would take field trips, and the field trips where we would go to the how they make wine, and we would put our feet in and be able to crush the grapes with our feet. We would go to the cheese factories. We would do all kinds of different little field trips that was part of the culture immersed inside of Italy. That culture still to this day stays deep within my heart. So as a matter of fact, that is one of the places I travel frequently. I'm probably there at least once a year. The only time I wasn't there once a year that broke it up was during COVID time, where I had to spend a couple years away, just currently because of the shutdown of the country and because of all the restrictions. So definitely Italy. I've traveled up and down Italy, and also back to the place where I was raised, which was a great experience as well. I was able to meet with the family that we rented the house from. They took me in and let me be able to eat with them and then speak about some of the history of the past. And so that was really good. So thank you, Janice. Yes, I would say Italy is, and then also reasons because I really just love the history. So when I was a young child, I grew up learning about the history of Italy. I learned about the different regions of Italy. So I traveled to Rome. I traveled at a young age. I was traveling to Rome. I traveled to the Vatican. I traveled to Milan. I traveled to Florence and all that by the age of 10, 11 years old. And so, yeah, definitely Italy is that place for me. So, yeah, thank you, Janice, for your question. And that's probably why you probably see so many videos on Italy from me. So if you notice, there'll be a lot of Italy in me. So, yep, there you go. Okay. So some of you guys are interested in more travel history, more travel experiences, how do you travel and get to these places? We do talk about that in some of these videos, but we're also going a little bit deeper and diving deeper into this, the how-to part of it, using reward points and credit cards. If you go to our school group VIP community, which I promised you I would give you the code at the end of the video. So after answering that question, I wanted to make sure I got that to you. To get the code is just the title of the video. Make sure when you go put the request in to becoming part of the community, the VIP private school group community, you put the title of that video inside so that you can be granted access. And then also, if you have any other further questions and you want to ask me, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I make sure I answer everybody's questions. I take the time to make sure I do that for you guys, the viewer. We'll be answering some more questions from week to week, and I just want to drop on here and be able to give you guys some of that and let you know that I do hear you, and I appreciate you for being here and tuned into our channel where we're trying to be able to make travel easy, show you the adventures of the world and places that you should be able to go and visit as well, and how to be able to do that, because we do believe in the importance of travel. So thank you guys once again. Also, if you need to get a free consultation in being able to get some of the credit cards that we mentioned on our channel, we do free consultations and we try to see where you're at, where your credit's at, and which ones you will be approved for. And if you are having some challenges getting approved for some, we will work with you in making sure that we get your credit profile the way it needs to be so you can get approved. All right. So once again, thank you guys for coming out. We'll see you on the next video where we're going to be answering more questions from you, the viewer.